I see you're still using the M4 mouse. Yeah, it's a pretty good ergonomic mouse. Why are you being weird? Want to try the new K4 keyboard? Sure. So Xtrfy are in my good books because of the M4 ergonomic mouse. It's affordable, extremely comfortable, driverless, and is a good performer. You can check out a full review here. And now we have something else that tries to follow in a similar suit, the K4 TKL keyboard. And this one you should keep your eyes on because its bare bones nature is actually quite attractive. Also on paper, it's a bit underwhelming, but specs aren't everything. Now the weird thing I have to share with you guys is my current almost favorite keyboard of choice for my editing station, and that is the G Pro X keyboard from Logitech with Kale Blue switches. I don't know why, but I'm really getting into the clicky aspect, especially for editing, but for my gaming machine and this whole system, I do prefer linear, which is where the K4 has settled. So let me tell you why after this. By the way, everything will be listed in the description below. Thank you very much.
The X299 CLX from ASRock is the best place to house your new Core X processor. It features aluminum alloy heatsinks with Dr. Maz's 13-phase power design for the best overclocking experience. It also has Wi-Fi 6 support, 3 M.2 slots, along with reinforced PCI brackets. Learn more down below.
So first, the price point is fairly competitive at $99, and it's cheaper for a reason than most recent competition, like the Huntsman TE, the G Pro, and the Apex 7 TKL, but with a few tricks up its sleeve. Like the retro colorways, it's pretty cool, and finally something different with dual tones of gray and 3 accented red keys. If you have the retro style M4 mouse, they match very well, plus the included keycaps with the mouse can be used on the keyboard nicely. Black and white models are also available, but I think the retro style is what sets the K4 apart. Build quality of the frame is very good. There's a lot of weight in here for stability with a single step angle adjustment. The cable unfortunately is non-removable and is already fraying on both of my keyboards, so that's definitely a weak point. But on the flip side of that coin, the cable has no chance of disconnecting during an important game match in esports, although that's not really a strong argument, is it? The keycaps are not PBT, as only Razer and Ducky are currently leading the pack in the gaming space, but the font is wonderful, clean, sharp, and all the secondary elements are very well detailed, and it would be nice to have a bit more texture on the surface, but the matte coating feels so much better versus what I have on my G Pro X. You can swap them out yourself given the standard bottom row and stabilizers, which is great for custom keycaps. Now I find it odd that the K4 only ships with the Kale red switches and no other option, so if you don't like linear feel, this is immediately not for you, but given Xtrfy's focus on esports, I think it's a fitting choice, which is why this thing is on my gaming station and not on my editing machine. Which is weird because the G Pro keyboard from Logitech only comes with Kale Blue switches because their team is like, I want clicky stuff, while Xtrfy is all about linear. I guess options are there for a reason. Now there are two unique elements on these switches. First would be the LED. It's right below the keycap instead of being mounted on a PCB like we see with many other Kale switches, and this gives us very bright illumination and one of the smoothest color shifts I've seen on the keyboard. Very nicely done. And number two, all the large keys like backspace, enter, shift, and spacebar are muted and feel heavier. I love this especially on the spacebar because when you bottom out, not only is it quieter, but the extra softness feels so satisfying, and I wish more keys on this keyboard were like that. Here's a sound test. Now this is my primary gaming keyboard. It's quite nice. The linear switches are smooth but not super light like Razer optical ones. It's a standard 45G red switch, nothing really special, but with satisfying dampening for my pinky and thumb, aka left shift and spacebar, which also feels really nice for typing. And the last selling point, or the drawback, depending on which way you look at it, would be the K4's completely driverless nature. Now I personally don't macro anything for games, so this is not really a drawback for me. So we do have volume and media controls inside F keys. You can also lock the entire keyboard for some reason and cycle between a few lighting effects. There is no per key customization, and kind of weird how the teals do not match on the keyboard versus the mouse, but I appreciate how all the bare bones elements are done right, especially the padded large keys that feel amazing. Kale reds is what I prefer for FPS games. Illumination is super bright, and keycaps, despite being ABS, feel like really good quality. I think that Xtrfy could have gone with even more aggressive pricing. 99, I mean, it's not too out there. It definitely does separate itself from all the other TKO options from SteelSeries, Logitech, and Razer, but they could have gone maybe with an $89 price point just to gain a bit more market share. But if you're looking for a no BS bare bones keyboard, the K4 satisfies. I'm Dmitry, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more, check out this other relevant content. All the links for products will be listed in the description, and talk to you in the next video.